And with that, I'd like to welcome in Andy Ogletree to the virtual interview room here at the Mayakoba Golf Classic presented by Benefis. Andy, you're making your first start as a professional on the PGA Tour. Can you get some opening comments about your start here in Mexico?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm super excited to get my professional career going. I've played 5 tournaments as an amateur, but it just kind of feels a little different now that it's finally professional. You know, I'm playing for points, playing for tour status, and not that I'm going to go about the week any different, but it definitely feels a little more real than just playing for the experience and learning stuff. So, you know, I can't wait to get going.
And you recently earned low amateur honors at the Masters. What was that experience like, and what kind of confidence did that bring to your game?
Yeah, it was such a cool experience. You know, obviously you hope to play the Masters a lot in your career, but to play as an amateur is, you know, a special week, and you only get that opportunity once. So it was great to take advantage of, you know, that opportunity, get to play with Tiger Woods and Shane Lowry in the opening round. Obviously that's a featured pairing, so to play well in that group and, you know, under that pressure gave me a lot of confidence going forward. I don't think there can be a lot more pressure than that in a normal week out here. So definitely feel good about where my game's at. Definitely feel like it's trending in the right direction, and can't wait to get started this week.
I think you're back. I think
okay.
you were present a little bit. And as you start your PGA Tour career, what are some of your season goals and long-term goals that you have?
Yeah, my season goals, you know, I want to get enough points to at least get to Korn Ferry Finals. If you get your PGA Tour card or temporary membership right away would be, you know, a cherry on top, but at least get enough points to get to Korn Ferry Finals. That gives you 3 events to play for your PGA Tour card. So, but week by week, I'm just trying to get top 10s. You know, obviously winning would be everyone's goal starting the week, but, you know, top 10 is a great week and it gets you into another tournament. You know, where I'm at, I have no, you know, I can't plan my schedule because I'm just playing off sponsor invites. So the most I could get is 7, but if I top 10, then I could, you know, get some more tournaments in there. So that's the goal, is play as many tournaments as I can this year on the PGA Tour, and then just kind of go from there. You know, I think I'll play really well, and hopefully that'll open a lot of opportunity going into the spring. But you know, all I can do is play my best.
Sounds good. And we'll take some questions from the media that's joining us. We'll go first to Kevin Price from the PGA Tour.
Hey Andy, I was wondering, with the Georgia Tech pipeline, there's been so many guys in recent years to have success on the KFT and the PGA Tour, and wondering kind of what your relationship is with some of them, who are a couple of the guys that you may have picked their brain about what it's like to be on tour and what it takes, and kind of getting to know them in general.
So yeah, like you said, there's a lot of guys coming out of Georgia Tech right now. I actually live with Vince Whaley, who's a rookie on tour. You know, we have a house together in Alpharetta, so we practice together, work out together, kind of do everything together. He kind of tells me everything I need to know about the PGA Tour, but there's also guys like Stuart Sink, Chesson Hadley, Roberto Castro, Ollie Snyderjans, Richie Warinsky, Seth Reeves, Anders Albertson. You know, all of those guys we're still super close with, and I have good relationships with all of those guys. So I really I feel comfortable asking any of them questions. Obviously, Stuart and Matt Kuchar are obviously the 2 most well-known Georgia Tech guys and most accomplished probably. But you know, all the other guys have had a lot of success too. So I feel comfortable asking any of them, you know, any tidbits or advice that I might want to know about.
Definitely. And then the handwritten note from 12 years ago that you posted on Twitter, that was so cool. Could you kind of just reflect on how you found that note, where that note was, and the thought process of putting that was just so cool?
Yeah, so my one of my best friends growing up, his mom was my 3rd grade teacher, and I guess she was going through her old files and kind of cleaning out some of her storage, and she came across a letter that I wrote in I guess it was 2008. So She gave it to my mom. My mom's also a school teacher at our local school, so she was like, hey, I think you might want to have this. And this was a couple years ago when she gave it to my mom. My mom framed it, put it in my room, knowing that, one day I would be a professional golfer, and she was like, this is going to be super cool. So, yeah, super fortunate that she kept that letter, but it was definitely a cool way to announce turning professional.
That's awesome. What's the emotion like for you, like as you look at that letter and kind of think about, and do you remember writing it?
No, I don't remember writing it, but yeah, everything is true. It's, my goal always was to play on the PGA Tour and to be a PGA Tour member and to win tournaments, and that's kind of where I always saw myself. So, I think if you'd have asked me even younger than that, I would have said the same thing. So it's really cool just to see everything unfold. I've been working a long time for moments like this, so definitely not going to take it for granted, and do the best I can.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
We'll go next to Rex Hoggart from Golf Channel.
I might have this wrong, so I apologize if I do, but given the pandemic this year, you could have gone back for one more season in college, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Can you just kind of outline why you chose why it was time to turn pro now as opposed to waiting one more year?
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but the ACC decided to cancel golf for the fall. So for me, I wasn't going to go back to school just to go to school. I was going to go back to play golf, and if there was no golf, there was no point in me going back. So that's just kind of the reason. I'd already graduated. I'd kind of accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish, and there was an opportunity for me to go play on some sponsor invites, and hopefully play in at least 7 tournaments this year. So that's kind of everything you can wish for as an amateur, to have those opportunities present themselves. So it was time for me to go.
And kind of a little bit different, but you talked about trying to get into the Korn Ferry Tour Finals being the goal of your, if not playing your way onto the PGA Tour. Did you consider any other way to do it? And I'm thinking specifically maybe about what Brooks did, like going to Europe or something along those lines.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet. We'll kind of see how it goes playing in the tournaments that I play in. But I don't know. I would rather stay in America, to be honest with you. But we'll see what happens.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep.
We'll go next to Adam Shupat from Golf Week.
Hey Andy, just wondering, having that opportunity to play with Tiger Woods, were you able to get some advice on starting a professional career from him?
No, I didn't
or
really.
Anybody else there at the Masters?
I didn't really talk to him about turning pro. He kind of asked, when I was going to turn pro, but it was not a very long conversation or anything like that. It was, I didn't really ask for any advice turning pro, but there's a lot of stuff in the media that I've seen, guys talk about turning pro and kind of the stuff they've learned. So not really, to be honest with you.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
All right, we'll go next to Julie Williams.
Hi Andy. Forgive me for not knowing this. Did you make any PGA Tour starts before this year? Those few starts you'd made earlier in the year?
No, this year was the first events I played.
When you got out there, what was maybe the biggest learning curve initially? What did you see about your game that you thought you really needed to take to the next level to compete out there?
Yeah, kind of the same thing that I went through in college. It's I've always been a really good ball striker, I thought. I got out here and it was proven true. Like I hit it really well at Colonial. I putted, so bad, and then went to Hilton Head the next week and worked so hard on putting, trying to get my putting going that I hit it terrible. So it's golf, man. It's there's some stuff you can't control, but I learned to just kind of trust the process, not be overwhelmed by bad putting week, bad ball striking week. Just kind of keep doing your process, and keep trusting the work that you're putting in and not really worrying about, what's going on right now. Just kind of trusting the long term, hoping to be out here for many, many years, and, one tournament's not going to make or break you, but if you don't trust your process and stay committed to that, then that could really hurt you. So I definitely learned a lot early on, and I think that'll help me going forward throughout my professional career.
And then one other question, I thought it was a cool story talking about the letter you had written and finding it. Have you been home to Little Rock since the Masters?
Yeah, I went home for 2 days for Thanksgiving, but I didn't really get to do anything. I just saw my family, had my Thanksgiving stuff. My dad does like a local community Thanksgiving, feeds a lot of people, so helped out with that, and yeah, pretty much it.
Was it different? Was there fanfare coming back, having gotten some TV time in Augusta?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of support from back home, and super thankful for that. And I'm looking forward to being there for Christmas and actually getting to see everyone. But for now, I'm just kind of focused on this week. Hopefully when I get back, I can celebrate, turning pro and the Masters and everything like that.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this week.
You got it. Thanks.